statement.
Well, got to tip your cap to Xavier. They were ready to play. They're a really good basketball team. They were quicker to the ball tonight. They executed their offensive game plan well. They made it difficult for us to execute the things we were doing offensively. We got our tail kicked in every way you can get it kicked. I told the team in there I didn't prepare us to play. So I'm got to do better as a coach. We got to be better as a team. And unacceptable the way that we played in here tonight. But again, you can't take away how well Xavier played, because I think they played tremendous. So disappointed. We'll come back. This team has a lot of character. We'll come back. We'll get back to work. We'll try to get back to playing the way that we've played for the most part over the last month or so. And we need to use this to become a better team. We need to learn and grow from this. And that's the only way you can approach it at this point. But we didn't play very well tonight.
Coach, you mentioned not being prepared to play. What areas do you wish you would have been better prepared for after seeing how that game went?
It's a long list, Justin. I was really disappointed in our ball screen defensive coverage. Thought that's been a strength of our team to this point in the year. And we've gotten our defense set. We've been as good of a defensive team as almost anybody in the country. And everybody's running spread ball screens and ball screen action. So we've seen that almost every game we played. In fact, we've seen it every game we played, and we've covered it really well. We were really poor tonight. I mean, all they did set one ball screen, and they got a high quality shot, whether it was Nunji for a three or the balls at the front of the rim. We struggled to communicate. It got a little bit better at times in the second half, but it was really, really poor, and I didn't do a good job of working on that this week in practice, or emphasizing the importance of it, or preparing it for the way that maybe Xavier does it. That sticks out. That obviously we've been harping on the defensive glass thing. I mean, you guys have heard that, anybody that's been covering our team, and we're just not doing a good job of coaching, because people are beating. We're still leaking out. We're still giving up long rebounds when they should be our balls. We're not, blocking out our guy and pursuing the ball. And you look down, and I mean, early on in the game, when it still feels like you're in it, we're just getting our tail kicked to balls. I thought the offensive board is what got away from us early, because we couldn't get a defensive rebound. When we did make a miss, and we were in pretty good position. And you look down, and they get 14 offensive rebounds. I mean, it's going to be hard to win when you're doing that night in and out. They out-rebound us 41-28. We put them on the free throw line. It's a long list, Justin. We made 35 free throws. Our defensive discipline, we talked a lot about having defensive discipline. We're just reaching in and fouling, or we're not ready to play, or we're getting beat off the bounce. And when we get beat off the bounce, nobody's rotating over to put a body on the ball. We don't finish the D with discipline. I mean, listen, we look like a poorly coached team tonight. And that's when, as a coach, you got to look in the mirror and say, you got to do dang better. And I got to do better. That was bad. Offensively, gosh almighty, I mean, we look like we haven't played against the zone. We really took 35 straight minutes early this week in practice and worked on zone offense. And, they hadn't played a lot of zone. They played like 6 possessions against Oklahoma State in the second half, so we wanted to prepare our team for it. Touched on it and shoot around today, but that hasn't been who they are. And then I thought, them playing some zone early got us out of sync, and I got to do a better job preparing us to play against the zone. I did not do my job there. We look like, again, they throw a 2-2-1 at us. We get a 10-second count the first time. That's coaching, guys. That's not players. That's coaches. I got to get us ready to attack that stuff. We haven't practiced it enough. We look out of sync, and we break down, not move the ball, standing around watching, things like that. So, again, the list is long, and there's probably 30 other things. But I do think when you're pissed off about how you played and you're frustrated, I think you do have to, have some character, and you have to step back and go, Xavier made us look like that. So give credit. And listen, they're a rivalry, and we got to compete better, and we don't like them, they don't like us, that type of thing. I'm going to be into that, like I told everybody. But give credit. They were good tonight. And I'm a man enough to sit up here and say they did it. Travis and his team did a great job, and they played really well.
They had a couple easy layups there at the end, and you seemed to really dig into the team during the timeout. Were you frustrated by how they finished tonight?
No, I just we're going to keep coaching, Keith, and there was a couple possessions there. I thought we responded defensively to start the second half. Thought we had like 5 or 6 good possessions. So we couldn't get one to go in there to start the second half. But we did have 5 or 6 good possessions to start the second half defensively. I think even the first one they made like a 6-footer over the top. And so I thought we showed some grit coming out of halftime, even though we couldn't climb back in the game. There was a couple possessions where just stuff that's unacceptable, like we don't get our defense set, one pitch ahead, the ball's at the front of the rim, nobody's rotating over to make a play. That's just the kind of stuff you want to address it right then and there. I mean, that's, like I said, I got to do a better job coaching. I'm just trying to coach. So we certainly going to try to play every possession of the dang game.
Wes, you're new here. Lots of your players are new. Do you think that they didn't have a good enough understanding of what they were getting into tonight, especially at a place like Cintas Center?
No. I think the guys are excited. I think they were – we started the game, thought we had good pop. I think they were together. I don't think you search and things like this. We got our tails kicked. We got to be better. We got to prepare better, but I don't think it's they're not ready. We have experienced kids. I mean, David's played at Michigan, played in big time games. Abdul Otto's played in big time games. You can keep John Newman's played in big time games. I mean, we got guys that have played in big, and keep going down the list. So no, I don't think it was a lack of preparation. Now that was a heck of an environment and a difficult environment to play in, no doubt. But I don't think it's because our guys aren't, ready for something like that. Our guys are prepared to play.
Wes, it seemed like late in the first half when you said that you guys looked like you still may have had some contact with the game, you were really encouraging your team to kind of stay with it, not drop your heads when they made a basket. It looked like after one of the made baskets, a couple of your guys dropped their heads. How much of an effort did you give to make sure you got the message across that it was still a game early?
Yeah, probably coaching a lot of mentality tonight. I probably spent a lot of time maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I should have spent more time coaching our ball screen coverage, our transition D. But, yeah, you're trying to coach mentality. You're trying to coach how to handle failure, how to handle adversity. Because at the end of the day, we want to win this game badly, but we got to learn and grow as a team. And there was plenty of opportunity to coach those things tonight. And there was a lot of coaching, a lot of talking about things along those lines.
David, what were they doing defensively that seemed to slow you guys down on offense at different points?
Defensively, they were switching things up, doing man, some zones, Coach said. Did a heck of a job defensively. We could have did a better job, I guess, but like I said, I won't say much to that, but hats off to Coach Steele and the Xavier team. They played a heck of a game defensively. We'll be better from it.
David, you guys played really well. Sorry? You played really well in Kansas City against 2 really good opponents. That team, is that more of who this team is, do you think?
Are we talking about Xavier?
That team in Kansas City that we saw from you guys in Kansas City, that 2-game stretch.
Uh-huh. Oh, you saying is that us from
Yes.
Kansas City?
Yep.
Oh, most definitely. I feel like that's us, but we also could take it up from another notch from there as well. When we buy in, coach does a great job of having a great game plan for us. All the coaches dedicate themselves from early morning to late nights to set up a game plan for us to go out there and succeed. And I think we have the players offensively and defensively to do that. I think we just kind of put everything together, we'll get back to being that team that you saw in Kansas City. And not only that, but just a better version of that as well.
Coach, you talked about the defenses look good. Obviously, tonight it didn't. Offensively, I know you've talked about offensive execution. What is the key to turning that corner on the offensive end for you guys?
Well, we got to it's a long list again. I mean, honestly, how much time you guys got? Like, it starts, like offense, good offense is 5 guys on the same page, just like good defense, 5 guys doing their job. When you're playing against a really good defensive team, if one guy isn't in the right spot, or one guy doesn't execute their job, whether it's in transition, whether it's in breakdown offense, whether it's in a set, a good defensive team's going to take advantage of that. So I think it starts with 5 guys being totally engaged and locked in to do their job and do it at a really high level and execute at a high level. I don't think we have to teach what to do. I think we have to get really good at what we're doing. This isn't about putting new plays in, and we have enough action now to feature our guys in their best and put them in the best places to be successful, but we got to execute that stuff at a higher level. When we've done that, good things happen. We did that tonight. Very few times when we actually did our job tonight, the ball's in a place where somebody can go make a play and be themselves, and then we got the backboards covered. We're in defensive balance. We're not doing that consistently enough, and honestly, we haven't been consistent in that way over the last couple weeks.
All right, thanks, guys.